Hello everyone. In this workshop, we are building a basic CRUD decentralized application on Ethereum network. So, what is Ethereum? It is a network of computer governed by a set of rules called Ethereum protocol. It acts as a foundation for communities, applications, and organizations and digital assets that everyone can build and use. Smart contracts are used to create application on the EVM and their logic is guaranteed to be executed according to the rules defined by its code. So these are going to be the prerequisites to follow along in this workshop. You must know little bit about JavaScript and have your good foundations in React. Okay, so it seems everyone is ready in the chat. And so these are the bounties. So first 20 successful submissions will receive 5 USDDs. To make your submission, refer to the Google form link given in the description. Okay, now let's start with the tutorial. First of all, you need to install MetaMask. You can install this by searching it on the Chrome Web Store or via the link given in description. Now you need to create your development wallet. Choose a secure password. Now you need to secure your wallet and save this private key in a secure location. Since I will be destroying this wallet afterward, I can show you the security phase. Now you need to enter the missing security phase here. So we have successfully created our wallet. Now we need to get some test tokens. For this demo, I will be using base network. So you can go to this faucet. The link is given in the description. Here you have to enter your wallet address. Okay, so it is rate limiting. Let me just, since you are going to deploy this address for the first time, you can get it from here. I will just transfer some of the test tokens from my other wallet. So I have transferred my wallet. I have transferred some test tokens from my other wallet, and you will get a similar explorer link through this site, and you can confirm your transaction here. Now I can easily add the base Sepolia network. Okay. So everyone in chat, have you created your wallet? Yeah, sure. Take your time. Okay, so everyone, you have created a wallet and added base Sepolia network in your MetaMask. Okay, it seems everyone has created the wallet. Now let's move forward to the contract part. To create our contract, we will use Remix ID, and you can get the link for Remix ID in description. And I will create a new workplace here. Basic one. Okay, let's keep this name. So by default, we get these three smart contracts for a storage example, a one with owner, and the ballot. We do not need any of this, so I will just clear my workspace and delete them. Now create a new file. So for this demo, I will create a smart contract that keep tracks of the user that have registered in our smart contract, their name and their favorite number. I will just call it favorite number. Now, before starting the logic for your smart contract, you need to define its license agreement. You can get the license agreement from Open Zeppelin or any public smart contract. So for our purposes, we will keep the license open source, which is the MIT license. We also need to define the Solidity version we are going to use. For our purposes, Solidity 8.20 is good enough. So in chat, press 1 in chat if you have started your contract in Remix. Okay, so we are getting someone's in the chat. Okay, let's start writing the logic for our smart contract. So to create any contract, you need to use the keyword contract. And now we need to give our contract a name. Let's just call it favorite number store. Now we have to define a structure, the structure of data that we are going to keep. So for users, we need uh, an ID which is going to be a number to keep track of number of users, the user's name and their favorite number. So to create a structure, we will use the struct keyword. It is similar to how you can create classes if you know object oriented programming. Let's call it users. Now we need to enter the data types and the property name. For ID, this is simply going to be a integer. For name, it is simply a string. So our structure is ready. Now we need to create some functions to interact with it. Press 1 in chat if you have created your smart contract till this point. Okay, we have got some ones. So let's move forward. First of all, let's define all of the functions that we are going to need. Okay, we are going to need a function to create new users, a function to get detail of the users that are already existing, a function to update the details of user, and a function to delete a user. Now to store all of the users, we can use an array. So let's create that. So we have created an array of users here. So this is the data type. We can keep this variable private, which means only the function within the smart contract can access the value in this array. And we call it users. Now let's create a global variable to keep track of the ID. We can just call it next ID, which means the next ID for which the user will be created. By default, I will give it a value of 1. Now let's start with the functions. And we are also going to need a function that can find a user for a given ID. So since We are going to need this functionality in multiples of these functions. I can just create a function, a separate function for it, and we can keep it internal. Since this will be used again in the functions above, let's just create this one first. Now to create a function in Solidity, we need to use the keyword function. So, and we need to specify whether it will be a private function or a public or an internal function. Since we are going to use this function only internally, we can keep the visibility to internal. And this is going to be a view function because it only reads the state of the smart contract. Specifying this function view will help us save gas. Now we need to specify the return type, which for this is going to be integer. We also need to give a function a name. Let's call it find user. And since we will be needing the IDs as an input, we need to define our inputs here. Now for this function, we will loop over the whole users array which we created and return its index if we find it in the array. Now in case a user is not found, we need to provide a return message. So to provide a return message, you can use revert, which signifies that there is some error. So press 1 in chat if you have completed this function till now. Okay, so we are getting some ones. Now let's which was our other function? Okay, to get the total number of users on the platform. Okay, so this is going to be a quick function. Let's just say function. So to get total number of user, we can just return the length of users array. Return. Okay. So far we have made out two of the utility functions. So let's just comment it. Now let's move on to the functions that we are going to use to interact in our front end. First of all, to create a function, to create a user, let's just create the create user function. Now to create a user, we are going to need the name of the user and its favorite number and the next ID. So we can access the next ID directly inside this function, and the name and favorite number we need to take it from the user as an input. So whenever we are working with name, sorry, with working with strings or array, we need to specify to use the memory keyword to allocate sufficient memory for its processing. So, so whenever you are taking string as an input, specify memory.